Welcome to Bedtime Stories Factory, where from thought to tale imagination sails. Don't forget hit the subscribe button and ring the bell, so you never miss a tale. Now snuggle up, relax and let your imagination drift away with us. Hi dear listeners of Tales. I'm thrilled to invite you on a magical journey through South America. As we travel, let's count the animals we meet along the way and discover where they call home. Are you ready? In the heart of South America lies the world's largest tropical rainforest, the Amazon. Here, the trees grow so tall they seem to touch the sky, their massive canopies creating a world of their own. The forest floor is alive with activity as the day begins. Brightly colored macaws soar from branch to branch, their feathers a brilliant mix of red, blue, and yellow. Good morning, jungle! They squawk as they greet the day. Beneath them, a group of capuchin monkeys playfully swing from vine to vine, chasing one another through the dense foliage. High above, a sloth slowly awakens, stretching its long arms before lazily hanging from a tree branch. As the day goes on, the rainforest becomes a symphony of sounds, the distant roar of a jaguar, the hum of insects, and the croak of frogs. But as the afternoon sun begins to set, the forest starts to quiet down. The creatures of the night, like the ocelots and night birds, begin to stir while the daytime animals find their places to rest. The macaw settles in its nest, tucking its vibrant wings close to its body. Good night, jungle. It whispers as the sky turns a deep shade of orange, signaling the arrival of dusk. Far from the dense jungles of the Amazon, the towering Andes Mountains stretch across the western edge of South America. These majestic peaks are home to some of the most unique creatures on the continent. Among the rocky cliffs and high-altitude meadows, a herd of alpacas graze on the sparse grass. Their soft, woolly coats shimmer in the golden light of the setting sun, keeping them warm against the cold mountain air. Good evening, mountains. The wind seems to whisper, carrying the fresh scent of wildflowers and the sound of distant waterfalls. A young alpaca named Pico bounds playfully with his siblings, his small legs skipping over the uneven terrain. His mother watches closely, her large brown eyes filled with gentle affection. Far above, the condor, the largest bird of prey in the world, glides effortlessly on the thermals, its massive wings outstretched as it surveys the valleys below. As night falls, the sky turns a deep indigo, and the stars begin to twinkle in the crisp mountain air. Pico snuggles close to his mother, the warmth of her wool a comfort in the chilly night. Good night, Andes, he hums as the mountains fall silent, bathed in the soft glow of the moon. Winding its way through the dense jungle, the Amazon River is a lifeline for countless animals. It stretches for thousands of miles, its waters teeming with life. In the quiet of the evening, the river comes alive in a different way. A pink river dolphin breaks the surface, its long beak pointing toward the sky as it takes a breath. Good night, river, it seems to say before diving back into the cool, dark waters. Along the riverbanks, caimans slowly glide through the shallows, their eyes gleaming in the fading light. Further upstream, a family of capybaras, large, gentle rodents, gather near the water's edge. They munch on tender grasses, their soft fur ruffling in the evening breeze. The jungle is quiet now, with only the occasional call of a howler monkey echoing through the trees. A jaguar prowls silently along the riverbank, its spotted coat blending perfectly with the shadows. But tonight, the jaguar is in no hurry. It pauses to drink from the river, watching as the stars begin to reflect on the water's surface. Good night, jungle. The river seems to whisper, as the creatures of the night take over, and the Amazon settles into a peaceful slumber. To the south of the Amazon lies the Pantanal, the world's largest tropical wetland. Here, the land is a mix of swamps, marshes, and rivers, home to an incredible variety of animals. As the sun begins to set, the Pantanal transforms into a scene of quiet beauty. A family of capybaras gathers near the water's edge, their round bodies silhouetted against the pink and orange hues of the sky. Good night, wetlands. They seem to murmur as they huddle together, their soft chirps echoing in the still evening air. Nearby, a jaguar moves gracefully through the tall grasses, its golden eyes fixed on the distant horizon. But tonight, the great cat is not hunting. It too is preparing for rest. It stretches its powerful body and finds a quiet spot beneath a large tree, where it curls up for the night. Above, a chorus of frogs begins their evening song, a gentle melody that carries across the water. The marsh birds join in, their calls echoing across the wetlands. As the moon rises, casting a silver light over the water, the Pantanal becomes a place of calm and serenity. Good night, Pantanal, the animals seem to say, as the wetlands fall into a peaceful, quiet sleep. Far to the west, in the shadow of the Andes, lies the Atacama Desert, the driest place on Earth. By day, the sun beats down on the barren landscape, but as night falls, the desert is transformed into a world of stars. A lone fox, its coat a dusty red, trots across the sand. It pauses, sniffing the cool evening air, before continuing on its journey. Good night, desert, it whispers, its voice carried away by the gentle wind. The desert may seem lifeless during the day, but at night, the air comes alive with the sounds of nocturnal creatures. Tiny beetles scurry across the sand, searching for food, while owls silently swoop through the sky, their sharp eyes scanning the ground below. As the last light of the day fades, the stars begin to appear, first one, then two, then 1,000, until the sky is filled with a dazzling display of light. The Milky Way stretches across the heavens, a ribbon of stars that seems to go on forever. The fox finds a quiet place to rest, curling up in a small hollow in the sand. Good night, stars, it whispers as it closes its eyes, the desert falling into a deep, peaceful sleep. In the far south of South America lies Patagonia, a land of glaciers, icy winds, and rugged beauty. Here, the air is cold and crisp, and the landscape is a mix of towering mountains, vast plains, and icy waters. As the sun sets, a group of penguins waddles toward the sea, their black and white bodies moving in perfect harmony. Good night, icy waters, they seem to say as they settle down for the night on the rocky shore. Nearby, seals and sea lions bask in the last warmth of the day, their sleek bodies glistening in the fading light. A young penguin, still covered in fluffy gray feathers, huddles close to its parents, the chill of the evening air kept at bay by their warmth. Above, the sky turns a deep purple, and the first stars begin to twinkle. The glaciers, towering and silent, reflect the soft glow of the moon, casting an ethereal light over the landscape. The animals of Patagonia, from the smallest penguin to the largest whale, prepare for the night ahead. Good night, Patagonia. The wind seems to whisper as it sweeps across the icy plains, bringing with it a sense of calm and peace. Far off the coast of Ecuador, the Galapagos Islands rest in the Pacific Ocean. These islands are a world of their own, home to creatures found nowhere else on Earth. As the day comes to an end, the giant tortoises make their slow, steady way to their favorite resting spots. Their massive shells gleam in the golden light of the setting sun, and their wise eyes seem to take in the world with a quiet understanding. Good night, islands, they whisper as they settle down for the night. On the rocky shores, the marine iguanas sunbathe, their dark bodies blending with the volcanic rock. As the cool evening air sets in, they slowly make their way back to the water, where they will rest until the warmth of the morning sun returns. The Galapagos hawk soars high above, its sharp eyes scanning the ground for one last meal before the night begins. The islands are quiet now, the only sound the gentle lapping of the waves against the shore. Good night, ocean, the creatures seem to say as they drift into a peaceful sleep, the islands falling silent under the soft glow of the stars. From the dense jungles of the Amazon to the icy waters of Patagonia, from the high peaks of the Andes to the dry sands of the Atacama, all of South America is ready to sleep. The animals have found their cozy places, and the stars now fill the sky. In every corner of the continent, a quiet peace has settled. The jaguar rests in the jungle, the alpacas snuggle close in the mountains, and the penguins huddle together by the sea. Good night, South America. The land seems to whisper, as the moon shines brightly, watching over the diverse and beautiful continent as it drifts into a gentle sleep. I hope you enjoyed our story today. Good night, little one. May you have sweet dreams.